My teabag just hit me in the schnoz. Lulu, I'm not wearing trousers. Summertime. Blue skies. Warm days. Beach walks. And most importantly, the time for getting away with your nearest and dearest for some much needed holidaying. Whether you're a local holiday maker or someone who enjoys a trip abroad, a cruise or an all-inclusive bender to Benidorm, or if you're like me and find the best places to be in your own back garden to absorb the scent of your neighbour's steak burning on the barbecue while they get drunk on gin and tonic, we all have stories about a holiday experience. Or vacation for y'all Americans. Today, we will be exploring a few tales of trips from the users on Reddit, specifically on the infamous subreddit, Am I the Arsehole? Hello everyone, my name is Raz, at Raz is Angry on every other platform, and here on YouTube. Typically, I am a gaming content creator. I'm also a closeted professional hater, and I enjoy gossiping about shit that doesn't involve me, so if there's anything that I hate more, it's being too hot, which is why I'm not the type of person that goes on holidays abroad. The holidaying itself isn't what we're here to judge today, so I've collected a few stories. I haven't read any of them. So, the first one that we've got is from 4 years ago, so that makes it 2022. So we're post-COVID. Am I the asshole for being honest about honeymoon sex? My fiance and I'm 26, he's 28, taking an 8-day honeymoon in Brazil, which is where he is originally from. This trip has been in the works for a long time, and a few weeks ago I learned that his parents were hoping to stop by and visit us during our honeymoon, and even asked to stay with us. We have rented a 3-bedroom place near a beach for 2 of the nights. I said absolutely not, and my husband agreed. He told them no, and it's because we want our privacy. His parents, who I've grown very close to, sent me a separate text asking, in a light-hearted way I thought, if it was really a big problem, and if I agreed with him. And I said yes, I did agree. His mum asked me why, and I was honest. I said I want to be His mom asked me why, and I was honest. I said I want to be able to be open and free with him without thinking about house guests. She said, so this is about sex? I thought she was still being lighthearted, and I replied, if I'm being honest, I'm going to fuck his brains out in every room of that house. So this has become a whole thing. My mother-in-law thinks I'm disrespectful. My father-in-law thinks I'm a monster of some kind. And my husband thinks it was way too far of me. Am I the asshole? Do I owe them an apology? And then the top, in this subreddit, it has the, OP has offered the following explanation for why they think they might be the asshole. 1, I made a racy comment to my in-laws. 2, I may be the asshole for crossing a line. I like that it's ambiguous too, is that it's ambiguous the gender of the poster, right? Because it's my fiance and I'm 26, he's 28. It doesn't say, like, quite a lot of the time it'll say 26F or 26M. It is ambiguous. So either this person is gonna peck the life out of their new husband, or their husband is the biggest bottom we've ever seen. I have to say, I do think that our line has probably been crossed here, but it's hard to tell people's tone or intent behind messages when it's texted. And I think typically, so these people are in their early 30s now, so they're millennials, but I think millennials and Gen Z specifically have like this, we're very unserious a lot of the time, and so quite often it's safer to like take things as jokes or to make them into jokes. So if the parents, let's say they're probably my mother's age, so they're Gen X or boomers, if they're around that age point, so quite a lot of the time they type very like in the way that you would email. So maybe the message wasn't the one. This is really funny though. His parents are married. They had a honeymoon, quite probably. I'm making assumptions here, but they quite probably had a honeymoon. You know, they're not stupid, right? I think that maybe there was a miscommunication, but I think it made for a very funny interaction. But I don't think that makes Opie the arsehole. Right, let me have a look at some comments here. Not the arsehole. I think it's hilarious, and I probably would have done the same thing. Your fiance needs to be the one to put his foot down. It seems like the parents have the impression that you're the bad guy who needs to be won over, and I'm sure your fiance has deflected enough to make it seem like that to them. Also, how weird. Why would anyone want to go on somebody else's honeymoon? Great point, actually. Why did I not even... I didn't even like clock that. Why would you want to go to somebody else's honeymoon? For whatever reason. It's about the freshly married couple. His parents, who I've grown very close to, sent me a separate... Who I've grown very close to. So you'd think they'd be on a level where they could, like... Granted, it's probably a weird thing to say to somebody about their child. I'm going to fix his brains out in every room of the house. But equally, like... I feel like they crossed the line by asking to join them on the honeymoon. The verdict was not the arsehole. Alright, on to the next story. This one's from a month ago. I think when I put this on, there was no verdict. So when I put this document together with all the story links and that, I had to like spam a load because I had to like spam a bunch and fill it up the document with links because a lot of them were getting deleted because they were fresh ones. I digress. This is from a month ago from boring_brilliant227 in the Am I the Asshole sub. Am I the asshole for ruining the family vacation before it starts? Hello, Internet Void. This is a millennial, isn't it? My family is really good at making me feel unreasonable, so I've come here for a verdict. I, F31, so you are a millennial, was going on a family vacation with my immediate family, which has now turned into a couple's trip plus me. My brother, male 31, oh, you're the same age, is bringing his long-term boyfriend. My sister, female 30, is now bringing her brand new boyfriend, and my mom has her husband. I am now the seventh wheel. My mom and husband are flying separately, but myself and my siblings' respective SOs are flying the day before and have to crash in a hotel for a night. My brother sent out that it would be $30 each. I replied saying that it isn't fair for a person who is sleeping on a cot to pay the same amount as the people getting real beds. He replied back that he knew that I would say that, which is why I would be sharing a bed with his boyfriend and he would be on the cot. He said that he asked the boyfriend and he was okay with sharing a bed with me. He did not, in fact, ask me if I was okay with it. I said that I was not okay sharing a bed with any one of their boyfriends, and again, my point still stood about it being unfair about the price. My mom is taking my brother's side and now saying that I am just trying to look for problems. Am I the asshole for refusing to share a bed with his boyfriend or pay the same price as everyone else to sleep on a cot? Right. See, I can't imagine anything worse than going on a trip with that many family members and their partners. So I figure the mom's husband is not their dad. So that makes it feel less. I think that makes it feel less like a restrictive family holiday, if you know what I'm saying. Like, there's nothing wrong with taking people's SOs. If you don't have an SO, it's kind of not about you, that. But I'm curious. So the verdict is arsehole, but I don't know that I don't know that she's way out of line. I would have said that maybe it's one night, right? You kind of suck it up and move on. But if there's a specific reason to not share a bed, but equally, $30 is nothing. Because what you're paying for is the rooms, right? Not the beds. I'm like rereading this, right? Brother sent out that it would be $30 each. I replied saying that it isn't fair for a person who is sleeping on a cot to pay the same amount as the people getting real beds. He replied back that he knew I would say that. So you're always like this. I don't like going on holiday for two main reasons, and that is one, that there's other people there. No, there's three reasons. One, there's other people there. Two, it's too hot. And three, hotel rooms are fucking disgusting. I'd still take a hotel room over an Airbnb, but bruv, there are a few edits to the post, but I'm going to read the comments first. So, This is the top comment is, my karma is going to tank, but if what your brother was doing was just a one-off in a vacuum, it would be unreasonable. But by the way he responded to you, this is what I said. It sounds like you really are the type to find problems everywhere with everything. You're on a family vacation and you're squabbling about $30 and sleeping on a cot for one night. You're free to get your own hotel room, but you'd probably call that unfair too. Sounds like your family has long since come to terms with how you act, and your brother is just using your own BS against you for once. You're the asshole. I don't know if that makes them an asshole. I mean, in this scenario... Okay, so I'm going to read the edit. Edit for additional context. I do not have access to the booking info or where we are staying, or else my solution would have been to get a second room. I asked for this originally and was ignored. My brother told me that my sister... My brother told my sister that someone was sleeping on the floor and she passed that info on to me. He knows due to my PTSD anxiety disorder issues I would not agree to share a bed, which is why he didn't ask me, he told. She told me to say something in the group chat and then decided that I shouldn't have after it was done. This was a birthday trip for me and my brother Christmas. Oh, they're the same age. Right. This is a birthday trip for me and my brother Christmas /Christmas gift, which is why I agreed to go. My sister's boyfriend was not around yet. I had a spot in the hotel room bed until I was demoted to cot because she decided to bring this random who no one knows to our family trip. So those who are saying that it's not about the money would in fact be correct. I accept my judgment, but hopefully that clarifies some things. I still think that it was a bit outrageous. I think it's just the fact that she's so entitled that's getting me a bit. It's like, I deserve the best, right? But you don't, okay? You don't. Even if it's like... And also, it's such an arbitrary... judgment of how fresh a relationship is. If she's saying that the sister's new boyfriend is a new person around, like, that's arbitrary, because to some people a month is new and to some people 6 months is new. I can appreciate why they're being difficult, but it sounds like they're trying to find excuses to be difficult. I absolutely agree with that comment that was saying that. But it's 5 people in one hotel room. I'd have said sleeping on a cot by herself was the best possible solution. I'm getting at the fact that she is finding issues with everything. Like, nothing's right. Like, she's criticizing the sister. She's criticizing everybody, even though they're trying to accommodate her. That's where I think the arsehole verdict probably comes from. So, right. Next story. This story is from 3 years ago. Oh, goodness me. Am I the arsehole for laughing at my girlfriend when she suggested I should offer to pay the bill for her family? My 23M girlfriend 21F and I have been together for 1.5 years. Her family is super sweet and I get along great with them. Now, my girlfriend's dad is pretty well off. Every time I've gone out to dinner with her family, he always foots the bill. Her family has been great to me. They always welcome me in their house. I went on a vacation with them back in the winter. My parents paid for our hotel for the entire week. Her dad gave her money for food. Granted, it was for her, her brother, and myself. I also only paid for half of my flight because my girlfriend offered to pay for the other half. The only thing I really had to pay for is food a couple of days out of the trip, which my girlfriend pitched in and helped with too. This past weekend, my girlfriend, myself, her younger brother, and her dad went out for brunch. I was spending the weekend with her anyway, so she invited me to join them. Before we left, there should be a comma there. Her and I were talking and she mentioned how maybe I should offer to pay for brunch, as in for all 4 of us. She assured me that her dad would 1,000% refuse to let me pay, but he would probably be, there's missing a word, be really appreciative. Oh man. She assured me that her dad would 1,000% refuse to let me pay, but he would probably really appreciate and respect me for offering. Now here's where I may sound like an arsehole, but I honestly laughed at her suggesting this. I told her I would offer to cover her and my portion of the bill, but to expect me to offer to cover the entire bill is obscured. Do you mean absurd? Sure, I work a full-time job and all of that, but I have my own bills and stuff to worry about too, and she wants me to offer to pay for $150-ish brunch? That's not that much for that many people. If there's 4, that's not that much. Show me that if her dad accepted, which she could 100% guarantee that he wouldn't, that she would send me half of the bill. I continued to laugh and told her I'm not doing that. I'll offer to pay for our half and that's it. I asked her if the roles were reversed, if she would offer to pay for the bill for my family, 8 of us in total, including my girlfriend. Whoa, that is a lot more people. She said that's completely different. That's 8 people, not 4, which is very much a big difference. We both have very different we both had very different upbringings. In terms of the situation I mentioned about paying the bill, She grew up with a decently well-off family where they would constantly argue on who would pay the bill because everyone in her family would always offer out of courtesy. I grew up very differently as I come from a family that was not financially well off. If someone offered to foot the bill, you just sit back and let them do it. Because the thing is when I was a kid, if we couldn't afford to go out for... Okay, let me finish reading this before I jump into that. When we went to brunch, I offered to cover both her and my portions of the bill. Her dad immediately refused and covered the whole bill. She gave me a, I told you so look. She was right. She thinks I was an arsehole for how I reacted to the situation and says I should have trusted her. She told me she needs some space because my reaction to the whole situation is kind of a turn off to her and she needs to think about things. Am I the arsehole? You're an arsehole for putting an apostrophe in things. Sorry, I'm a member of the grammar police, you see. What I was going to jump into saying before is when I was a kid, if you couldn't afford to eat out, we wouldn't. And she made a very good point that when he said, would she offer to pay the bill for 8 people, his family? And that is wildly different. The thing is that she wanted to show that he will offer to look after all of them, right? Because of everything that they've been on holiday and such. So it's like it's not much to ask that you offer to do one thing, because I'm sure that the dad would have like taken it as he's willing to, it's just that most of the time he can't. And she's right, like she was right in being like, well, he'll won't let you anyway, but it's just the offering to. I'd agree, because as most times if I go out to eat with people, I'll, we go to Wetherspoons, right? I have the app on my phone, so immediately I'm like, yeah, I'll pay. And if they send me the money for it, I'm like, that's great, thanks. But like, I'm not expecting them to. I think it's the fact that he has this attitude of like, it's fine to exploit the fact that her father has money because offering wouldn't have hurt him. So but I get it. I get the like feeling the need to scrounge and say, you can hear my clock in the background. I don't know if my mic picks that up. It's 12 o'clock, that's why it's... Are you still going? But I don't know, it's his behavior, regardless of the like attitudes within it. I think his behavior, he's so condescending, laughing at her. She was like, oh, this would be a really nice like thing to do, to offer to do, whether you actually do it or not. I think laughing at her, oh, you kidding me? All right, anyway, it's the comments. Top comment is, you're the asshole, you are being so stingy. And then quoted, her family has always been great to me, and you don't think you could attempt to return a favor. Yeah, it's not about the money, is it? Let's be real. To him it is, and that's the issue. And why should you do that when you can eat, vacation, and probably live off their generosity? You go, OP, go milk that sugar family for all. You're the asshole. Crikey. Anyway, on to the next one. Am I the asshole? This is a long title. Am I the asshole for trying to kick my fiance's brother out after he made a joke about me trying to get my fiance to pay for a vacation for me and my boyfriend? What? What? I'm going to try and reread this title because holy shit. Am I the asshole for trying to kick my fiance's brother out after he made a joke about me trying to get my fiance to pay for a vacation for me and my boyfriend? So did they mean the boyfriend's? The boyfriend's? No, the brother's boyfriend? I'm a bit lost. So I assume they meant fiance where they said boyfriend at the last bit. Am I the asshole trying to get my fiance's brother out after he made a joke about me trying to get my fiance to pay for a vacation for me and my fiance? Is that what I mean? Is that what I mean? Is that what... I was planning to go on a vacation with a group of my childhood friends, but it's been cancelled because my fiance went back on his word to help pay for the accommodation after he found out a male childhood friend of mine is going. He's not going to be the only guy there, but my fiance doesn't like him because of how close we used to be, so now he won't pay for it, which means some friends can't come, so it won't be the same. I've been trying to convince him to change his mind, but it hasn't worked. The last time I brought it up, my fiance's brother said I was bold for trying to get my fiance to pay for mine and my boyfriend's... Oh, I see. Little vacation. I was already frustrated, so his little joke was the final straw, and I told him to get out. He basically laughed in my face and told me I wasn't the wife yet and sarcastically called me princess. I kept trying to kick him out of the house, but he wouldn't go, and eventually my fiance got annoyed with both of us and told us to stop. I told him his brother was being horrible to me, and he didn't even care, but my fiance was angry at me for trying to kick his brother out over a dumb joke. Am I the asshole? So I feel like we're missing something about this guy for her male childhood friend. So what's happening is the fiance was going to pay for accommodation for this trip that was going to happen. I think that there's more to it than that. I think that there's probably more history than that. There's probably something that happened between this male childhood friend that is making the fiance uncomfortable and made him go back on paying for the accommodation. Otherwise, I doubt that the brother would have made any joke about it. But I'm just playing devil's advocate. I don't really trust this narrator. So she wanted her fiance to pay for the accommodation, and he's not going. Right. Let me read some comments. See if it'll reveal itself to me. You're the asshole if for no other reason than you expect your fiance to be your wallet. Yeah, I get that he agreed to pay, and maybe I'm reading too much into this, but it sounds like a lot of the reason you're marrying him is because of his finances, and you also seem pretty controlling and entitled. I'm guessing the house that you tried to kick him out of doesn't belong to you. Alright, we're going to read one more story for today. Am I the asshole for telling my boyfriend's friends I'd rather not vacation with them and that they're gluttonous? Oh no! I've never ever heard anybody use the word gluttonous, specifically the word gluttonous, as an insult. I, 23 female, have been with my boyfriend, 28 male, for 4 years now. For context, that would have made her 19 and him 24. I don't like that. For context, these friends were friends with boyfriend for years before he met me. Over the years, they've become my friends as well, as we're all part of the same circle now, about 14 people. For obvious reasons, I'm not as close with them as my spouse is. Now, here's where it all starts. Back in February 2019, my boyfriend and I decided to spend a weekend at Disneyland. This story's from 5 years ago, 2021. It was originally going to be just us two, but he had asked if I would be okay if he invited some friends. About 6 of the 14 people. Of this 6 were 4 guys and 2 were women, and they were girlfriends of 2 of the guys. These 4 guys are my boyfriend's closest friends in the group. I agreed since I thought that it would be fun, but I was wrong. They, referring to the 4 guys, didn't want to go on any rides or see any of the shows. They only wanted to eat at the various Disney restaurants. To be frank, I don't care much for eating theme park food as tasty as it may be. Food is overpriced, and I just don't feel comfortable eating so much fattening food. You've lost me now. The other women in the group didn't care much for the food either, but they sat along while their partners ate. This would have been fine if they let my boyfriend and I go off and enjoy ourselves, but they guilted him into not leaving them behind. We want to ride X ride together. I did not enjoy my Disney weekend very much. Fast forward to this past weekend, my original Disney 6 were at our place. My boyfriend brought up that we're planning a little getaway near the end of the summer. One of the guys said he'd love to join us, and the others followed. Before I could say, actually, it's just a couple getaway for the 2 of us, my boyfriend said, sure, sounds great. I paused, and then said to the group, to be honest, I would prefer if you all didn't come. Oh dear. My boyfriend's closest friend asked why I didn't want them to come, and I said, I just think we have different holiday priorities, as evidenced by Disney. He then followed up with, oh, you didn't have fun at Disney? I said, no. Being gluttonous is not how I want to spend a vacation. It's okay if you do, but it's clear we're just not compatible to holiday anymore. The rest of the night was awkward and quiet. After they left, my boyfriend said I was being a diva and out of line. Okay, so the verdict is asshole. So first of all, my biggest criticisms are, if these friends are boyfriend's friends, then they are older than her by 4 or 5 years, right? So she's younger. She's 23. He's 28, so she's 5 years his junior. So they're all quite a lot older than her, probably a little bit more mature than her, you'd expect, because they're late 20s. 23 and 28 is a big jump. I was with her because she was saying like the stuff that she wants to do at Disney is different from what his friends want to do at Disney. That's fine. You're entitled to that. But I think this like villainizing what they want to do. She could have just gone. or said, oh, shall we, boyfriend, let's go do these rides that I think that I really want to do if you want to come with me. And then then let them go and do whatever else. But I also, the phrasing, she is villainizing the friend groups. It's highlighted in the I'm not as close with them as I'm not as close with them as my spouses because they're his friends. I agree, since I thought it would be fun, but I was wrong. I don't know. It's what they want to do. There's nothing wrong with that. Equally, there's nothing wrong with you wanting to go and have fun by going on rides and stuff. I think he crossed a boundary by letting them onto their next holiday without talking to her first. Totally understand where she's coming from. I think the phrasing of the gluttony and fattening food and this like villainizing the friends and villainizing food is making me like, I'm more worried about you than I am like annoyed with you. But then the way that she speaks to the friends, there's a big maturity gap between somebody who's in their late 20s, somebody who's in the early 20s. Equally, the way that she approached this is she got very wound up very quickly. She built a lot of resentment before she spoke up. She should have spoken to her boyfriend when they got back from Disney, or spoken to him whilst they were there. Even she had the whole weekend to pull him aside and tell him that she didn't want to do that and that she wanted to hang out and do rides with him. But you got a whole weekend. So I agree with the asshole verdict just because of the way that she spoke to other people. You're never an asshole for how you feel, but you're an asshole for how you approach, talking to somebody else about it. There's actually a 2-year. So back in February 2019, that was when they went to Disneyland. So that was, how many years ago was that? That was 7 years ago for us. That was 2 years before this post. Those 2 years before this post. And then it's later that summer that they were going to go on holiday. She had all that time to talk to him about it, and she didn't. She just built resentment and then was nasty to his friends. That's where you're the asshole, OP. Top comment. You're the asshole. How to keep friends. I want this to be a romantic getaway for just the two of us, but we should all hang out again soon. This is exactly the point. Is you can put your foot down. You are well within your rights to say, no, I don't want to do that. How to lose friends. No, I don't want a vacation with you lazy fat asses. Yuck. Guess which one you picked? There's nothing wrong with how you feel about things. It's how you treat other people as a result of how you feel about things. And I think that's an OP kind of forgot that the other people in this scenario have feelings too. And that was our final story. So let me know in the comment section below what you all think about these stories. I'd say they certainly made me not want to go on vacation. I'm not a vacationer. I'm not a holiday maker. And for this exact reason, it's like I said before, the 3 reasons that I don't want to go on holidays because there's other people there. It's too hot. And what was the 3rd reason? Something. But let me know what some of your best vacation stories and some of your worst vacation stories or anything related to them in the comment section below. My name, of course, is Raz. I hope you guys have enjoyed this type of video. Let me know if you want to see more like these, more reading Reddit stories. I plan to do some more commentary style videos going forward. So let me see. Let me see. Let me know if there's anything, any topics you want to see me read through on Reddit or any stories. Men with boobs. Men with boobs. My name is Raz, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye!